Hello students, in this video we shall discuss the questions of Spell the Unit of Life chapter. This is the Neet paper and this paper you had attempted on 17th of July. So here the first question of Spell chapter is, it starts from 60. Here the question says Golgi apparatus and they had given three statements and we have to choose which is correct among them. So if we see one by one, first statement, transports and modifies material. So if we see this function of Golgi apparatus, what it will do, it will help in packaging and delivering to the targets, right? So there may be intracellular targets within the cell or extracellular targets outside the cell. So what is that? Delivering is nothing but a transport. And also we knew they help in production of glycolipids and glycoproteins. So what they are doing actually, they are modifying. So first statement, yes, this is the correct function of Golgi apparatus. Then second statement, it says secrete mucin in respiratory tract. So if we take the epithelial cells lining of respiratory tract, there are some cells called as goblet cells. So these goblet cells, they will release mucin. So actually this Golgi apparatus of goblet cells, they help in the release of mucin. Secrete means it is releasing. So second statement is also correct. Then third statement, secretes slime in insectivorous plants. So we know what is these insectivorous plants. They will trap the insects and they will get the nitrogen from the insects, right? So when it is trapping, so in order to make it easier to trap, this Golgi apparatus will release some slime so that the plants can trap the insects easily, right? So this is also correct. So here options if we see, so option D says none incorrect, all correct. So this is the answer. So in hurry, you may think that none of the options are correct. So by seeing the none word, don't be hurry, don't be in a hurry. So with calm and patience, look every options, even though it is familiar to you, read every options carefully and then answer. Then question number 61. Select the wrong statement from the following. Some four statements are given. We have to select which is wrong among them. So we'll go one by one. First option says both chloroplast and mitochondria contain inner and outer membrane, which is correct. Both organs are double membrane cell organelles. Then both chloroplast and mitochondria have internal compartment. Yes, because they have the membranes, so that they have the internal compartment. Then the thylakoid space bound by the thylakoid membrane. So this thylakoid, this is present only in chloroplast. Only in chloroplast is present. In mitochondria, it is absent, right? So we can't use this term both chloroplast and mitochondria, right? So this is the incorrect statement. Then both chloroplast and mitochondria have contain DNA. Yes, they have their own DNA and ribosomes, so we call them as semi-autonomous cell organelles. The chloroplasts are generally much larger than mitochondria. If we compare the sizes of chloroplasts and mitochondria, chloroplasts are larger than mitochondria. So here the answer will be option B. Then 62. Cytoskeleton is made up of. Cytoskeleton, this is the supportive skeletal structures of the cell which is present in cytoplasm. We know there are three cytoskeleton structures. So they are actually made up of microfilaments, then microtubules, and then intermediate filaments, right? So if we see all these three, they are protein in nature. So here out of the given option, they are asking what is the nature. So it will be proteinaceous filaments. Then 63. Genes present in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells are found in. So here, if we see the structure in eukaryotic cells, where these genes are nothing but again the DNA. Where it is found, one is in eukaryotic cell we can see inside nucleus, and also we can see in mitochondria, and also we can see in chloroplast. Only in these three organelles we can find genes. So now we shall see these options. Mitochondria and inherited via egg cytoplasm. Yes, mitochondria part is correct. So when the egg fusion of male and female gametes against sperm happens, from the sperm only the genetic material, genes, DNA is given. None of the cell organelles of the sperms is contributed for the fertilization. So only the mitochondria which is present in egg, that will be inherited to the offspring. So this first is correct. Lysosome and peroxisome, they do not have genes in them. Golgi bodies and smooth endoplasmic reticulum also do not have genes in them. Plastids are inherited via male gametes. So again, plastids, if we take, plastids are of three types, three groups we have. One is chloroplast, the other is chromoplast, and the other is leucoplast. So in all these, only in chloroplast we can see the genes. But here when they are referring plastids overall, we can't consider it, right? So even this is the wrong statement. So the answer will be option A. 64. Polysomes is formed by. So what is this polysome? So on a single mRNA, on a RNA chain, there is several ribosomes attached. So this will be the structure of polyribosome. So if you see the options here, option A, it says several ribosomes attached to a single mRNA, which is actually correct. Second option, many ribosomes attached to a strand of endoplasmic reticulum. Allah. So it is to the mRNA, no endoplasmic reticulum. And this polyribosomes can be found only in prokaryotes. In eukaryotes, we can't find polyribosomes. Then ribosome with several subunits. No, all the ribosomes will have only two subunits. Ribosome attached to each other in a linear arrangement. No, ribosomes are not attached to each other. They are attached to mRNA. So answer is option A. Then 65. Which of the following statements regarding cilia is not correct? So we shall see one by one. The organized beating of cilia is controlled by fluxes of calcium ions across the membrane. So the movement of cilia, it is actually controlled by ATP. So if you see the structure of this uh, cilia, cilia and flagella, so it will be circular, and we have the peripheral proteins here, right? So here, when under interconnection, we can see some proteins here. So these proteins are called as dynein. So what are these dynein? They will utilize ATP. They'll convert ATP to ADP. That means they are consuming the energy. Clear? So that is what helping the movement of cilia. It is not calcium. So first statement is wrong. Second option, cilia are hair-like cellular appendages. Yes. Microtubules of cilia are composed of tubulin. Yes. Microtubules are the core of this cilia. Cilia is made up of microtubules. The axoneme, the core of cilia, axoneme, is made up of microtubules, and microtubules is made up of tubulin protein, right? So it is correct statement. Cilia contain an outer ring of 9 doublets of microtubules surrounding two single microtubules. So here, so like this units, there are 9. So totally 9 will be there. At the center, 2 microtubules will be there. So even this is the correct statement. They are asking which is not correct, so answer A. Then 66. The main organelle involved in modification and it is actually routing, routing, routing of newly synthesized proteins to their destination. So newly synthesized, where the synthesis of protein happens in the cytoplasm, and ribosomes, we know they are the protein factory. They helps in protein synthesis. So this ribosomes, where they are attached to endoplasmic reticulum. As soon as the proteins are formed, they will enter into endoplasmic reticulum, and then further modification and what is the destiny, where it has to reach, that will be taken care by endoplasmic reticulum. Then 67. Rough endoplasmic reticulum differs from smooth-walled endoplasmic reticulum due to the presence of. So it is a direct question. Ribosomes are present in rough endoplasmic reticulum and absent in smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Then 68. Which of the following organelles does not contain RNA? So here, if you see chromosome, again there is replication, transcription. So even RNA will be a part of. Then plasma lemma is nothing but plasma membrane. So in plasma membrane, we can't see RNA. Plasma membrane contains only lipids, carbohydrates, and proteins. In nucleolus. So nucleolus, it synthesizes rRNA. So it will have rRNA. And ribosome is made of rRNA, right? So even it will have rRNA. So the answer is plasma lemma. Then 69. Which of the following statements are correct? The first statement, mycoplasmas are the smallest cells. Direct question, fact, we know this. Nerve cells are some of the longest cells, even that is the fact we know. Ribosomes are non-membranous bound organelles. So this part is correct. Found only in eukaryotes? No, it is found in both the eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So third statement is wrong. First is correct, second is correct. Cytoplasm is the main arena of cellular activities. Yes, correct. Only in plant cells? Wrong. It is in both plant cell and animal cell. So fourth statement is wrong. 1 and 2 will be correct. So option B. Then 70. So here some NCRT statements are given. So here they have just picked the lines from NCRT book and you have to fill it. Cells that have membrane bound nuclei are called. So here the nuclei is membrane bound. So this will actually belong to eukaryotic cells. Then in both dash and dash cells, cytoplasm is the main arena of cellular activity. We had just seen it is in both animal and plant cells. Then see, cell that lacks a membrane bound nucleus. So this is prokaryotic cell. So now if we see here, option B, it has an order. A is eukaryotic cell, B, C, plant and animal cell, D is prokaryotic. Then 71. Factors which set the limit of cell size or volume. So here some of the factors, they will be responsible or they will decide how much the cell volume should be. So which are the factors? So here actually, uh, the first statement, nucleocytoplasmic ratio. That means how much the nucleoplasm, how much the cytoplasm should be there. That is fixed for every cell. So even this will. Rate of metabolic activity. If the metabolic activity of a cell is more, that means the cell will be bigger in size. If the cell is not involved in metabolic activities, it need not be bigger. It will be smaller. Right? So it will also limit. It will also influence the cell size. Ability of oxygen and other materials to reach every part of the cell. That means the transportation. So even for the transportation, the cell size depends. Ability of waste products to pass to outside. Again, cell size matters. Ratio of surface area to the volume of the cell. So this is not actually limiting the cell size. It doesn't have to do anything with the cell size. So 1, 2, 3, 4 statements are correct. The 72nd question. Again, some statements are given. We have to select which of the following is correct. A multicellular organism is composed of three types of cells. Yes, it is correct. Which are the three types of cells? So one is undifferentiated cells. Then differentiated cells. Then we have de-differentiated cells. So undifferentiated cells means they are the stem cells. Only they have the power of cell division. They do not perform any function. Differentiated cells means so they have the ability to perform some function. De-differentiation means it's like retrogressive. From differentiation, it will become de-different. D means what? In the decreasing order it comes. So it had gained the ability of function, but later on it loses it. When it loses it, so it has to perform something. What it will perform only cell division. So here if you see, even second statement, third statement, fourth statement are correct. So answer D is the right. 73. Primary cell wall of eukaryotic cell is dash layered and secondary wall is dash layered. Secondary wall we know there is S1, S2 and S3 layers. So secondary layer will be 3 layers. Okay. So at least it will be having 3. So again further on it depends on the organism. 3 is minimum. Then primary wall of eukaryotic cells. So here primary wall will be of 2 layers. Even one is a middle lamella layer. So we consider middle lamella is also the cell wall layer. Right? So one is the cellulose layer and the other is middle lamella layer. So answer will be option C. Then 74. So here mitochondria is given and A, B, C, D, E are given. So this is A, B, C and D. This is E. So we have to select. So here A, this is the outer membrane. B is the inner membrane. This C is the internal matrix. And D, it is the space between two membranes, intermembrane space. And E is the finger-like projections. So it is option A. Then 75. So here also again Golgi apparatus structure is given and we have to label it properly. So this is A here, this is B, C and this is D. So here A, if we see they are the sac-like structures. So A is cisternae. B if we see, so whether it is what B is given cisternae and vesicle. So what is this B? B is vesicle. And see, if we see a C here in the options, whether we have to say it is trans or cis phase. So here, consider this arrow mark. Here, the arrow mark is like this, and here the arrow mark is like this. That means From Golgi, vesicles are coming out from the C phase. So that means this is a maturing phase. So it is trans phase. And D, so here there is incoming. So D will be cyst phase. So the answer will be option B. 76. In eukaryotic cells, thylakoids, if present. So that means, so where are these thylakoids? So thylakoids, we know they are present in the chloroplast inside the grana. They are the sac-like structures which are arranged one above the other. So then later on they will together form grana. Right? So they are grouped inside chloroplast. Then all the statements are correct for prokaryotic cells except. So one by one we shall see from the last. The organization of the prokaryotic cell is similar. So it's like all the prokaryotic cell will have the cell membrane, then the genetic material is naked, that is nucleoid is present, and all the cell organelles are lacking the membrane. So that is a fundamental structure what they have, that is C. And prokaryotes show wide variety of shapes and functions. Yes, for example, we know in bacteria there are round-shaped bacteria, cocci, rod-shaped bacteria, bacilli, then uh, comma-shaped bacteria, vibrio, and then spiral-shaped bacteria, spirillum. So you only here only we got many shapes. Right? Even they have different functions. So some bacteria will help in the production of mucil materials like ethanol, yeast, like yeah, some bacteria will produce ethanol. They will undergo fermentation, right? So they will produce different products, and there is no well-defined nucleus. Yes, the that means what nucleus is not bound by nuclear membrane, and then few prokaryotic have cell walls without muramic acid. So it's like all the prokaryotic cell have this muramic acid in their cell wall, right? So this is not the correct answer. So option A is the right. So that's all from Cell the Unit of Life chapter. So please go through the video. Thank you.